What's going on, my amazing retro squad? This is your boy Retro Quin, and y'all see that title in that thumbnail, man. We got the Air Jordan 1 band already bust down shout at action, but we got them things in hand, man. We finna go ahead and talk about them. First, I'm gonna give y'all that on foot, then we're gonna get behind the story and why people might be passing on them, or why they sitting on shelf, why they might hit the outlets. I don't know, but I got them things in hand, man. Y'all enjoy that on foot, and then we're gonna get back so we can talk about them things. Yeah, we got them things in hand, man. Y'all see it. We got to start with the box because we got a lot to talk about with this box, man. Y'all know I told y'all most of the time Jordan Brand give us these simplified boxes that we don't care about. But we got a little bit of storytelling behind these, or lack thereof, however y'all want to put it. But we're going to go ahead and get right into this thing, man. We got an all-over regular black Air Jordan 1 box, but they took the different Jordan Brand and logos off and everything, and they hit us with, you see it, man. We got the X with the it's like the box is really all over matte, but then we have like I can't even remember the name of it, but it's like the shininess, man. Y'all can see the X across the top. Right here in the front, y'all see that it says imagine if ... question mark. Imagine if. Then right here on the side of the box, we got the same thing. X, imagine if. Then we got another X on the back of it, man. So got a lot of different branding. Got regular paper, tissue paper and stuff on the inside. Nothing crazy with that. Jordan Brand did give us 2 different sets of laces. My son decided to open one set, but we got the original black laces that come with the sneakers. More than likely, I'll be keeping the black in mind. Then we got a set of white laces and we got a set of red laces. So 3 different lace options. Glad that Jordan Brand gave us that. We're going to go ahead and get into the details of it. Like I said, Air Jordan 1, the official name, Low OG, official colorway, black, and varsity red. Got these in a size 11.5, my size. And official color code and style number is IW6276001. And I'm going to go ahead and apologize because I do not remember how much these cost, man. Feel like the low's been like in that 145 to 165 range, somewhere around there. Somebody correct me down below, but we finna get that box off to the side and we finna go ahead and pick these things up and talk about them, man. But just to go ahead and note, I do want to go ahead and read the inside of the sneaker so we can kind of talk about some of the storytelling behind it. But it says on September 15th, 1984, Nike created a revolutionary new basketball shoe. And then right here on the inside, y'all can see that it is stamped 10/18/84, and y'all can see that small X right there. And I think there was another, like on the inside of the sneaker, you can see like another X right there. So we got a couple of X's all around, got an X on the back. But the story behind it, or at least from what I've gotten from my research, research could be wrong. I don't know, but I'm gonna need my research department to let me know down below if y'all have some more stuff that y'all can add to it. But I think like what Nike is referring to right here when they talk about that September date and in '84 and releasing like a revolutionary shoe. I think it was called the Nike Air. What was it? The Nike Airship, I believe. And if I have a picture, I'll put it up here somewhere. But the Nike Airship was the original sneaker that was released in '84, in which Jordan wore it. But back then, that's when the league was doing like, predominantly white, or they wanted like to have more white in the sneaker to, I guess, so it can match better with the uniforms and stuff that they was wearing. But Jordan decided to wear, I think, the black and red pair, which they didn't have a lot of white in it, in which that's kind of where this band colorway came from. It was like predominantly black and red, didn't really have a lot of white in it. And that's when like Nike was kind of, I think the league, they was kind of, pressing Jordan and Nike, the team and everything, and let them know like, hey, we're gonna ban this shoe, we're gonna start fining you because it doesn't have like those official colors and stuff like that. And which that's where the 10/18 date come from in '84. I think that's when like that colorway or that particular shoe was actually banned by the league. And then in '85, when they came out with the Air Jordan 1, that's when they started the whole marketing scheme with banning the sneaker and, can't wear it and all of this. So that's kind of how the sneaker became real popular, and like, the storytelling behind it and stuff. Instead of it being the Nike Airship that Jordan actually wore, they put a whole marketing team behind the Retro 1. And that's how, we kind of got to this point where we at today with the whole band. Then we got the Chicago color, like a lot of the popular colorways and stuff, it kind of themed all around that. And like I said, from my research, I could be wrong, but I think that's the actual story behind the sneakers. But needless to say, we got the bread colorway, we got them things in hand. They looking better than ever, and I'm glad that they sitting on shelves now. Cause y'all see the Chicago's right here behind me. I think now these didn't sit here, but I wear these a lot right here. These are the Naja ones that I got, done a review and everything on these, but they done an amazing job with these, man. I love those. Like I said, I wear those all the time. Chicago's I don't really wear a lot, but I'm just glad that we finally, getting more low tops on, because I was really kind of getting away from like the high and mid cuts and stuff. But the fact that we got the low cut, I just feel like it just works better when the spring and summertime, low cut or no socks, however you prefer. I at least like to rock the low cuts or no shows or something like that, man. But the low top sneakers, they just doing it for me. I don't know, man. But enough for the rambling, man. We finna go ahead and get into them things. Regular Air Jordan 1 cut, it's like they just cut the top off and gave us the bottom half of a sneaker. We got the regular Air Jordan 1 bottom. Y'all can see that Nike branded logo right there in the center. All red pods at the bottom. We're going to go right into the upper of the sneaker a little bit more. You can see that red trimming, kind of peeking from the bottom of it. And then we got that all white midsole that goes all the way around the sneaker. Then going into the upper of the sneaker, we got that patented black and red color blocking all over the sneaker that gives us that iconic bread colorway that we so love. Y'all let me know down below what's y'all favorite colorway. I personally like Chicago colorway the best, but bread colorway, man, that's a close second, maybe even a third, right? Right behind that Chicago, man. And right here on the back, I do love how they gave us that X, kind of, tying into that same band, that whole band theme and everything, which typically, y'all know that, from like I was showing y'all, we typically get the Wings logo on the back of the sneakers, but they took that Wing logo, gave us the X, and then, like we talked about, we got the date right here when Nike actually put in the band, and then instead of giving us that Nike or Wings logo on the inside of the sneaker, we got that X with that storytelling. So I always love when they give us different stories and different themes and stuff, and kind of tie everything into the sneakers and everything. That's just kind of like some of that nerdy stuff that the sneakerheads and the sneaker community, we like to kind of get involved in and stuff like that. And I know back in the day, or I say back in the day, but honestly, it wasn't no more than, I say 5 to 7 years ago or so. But that's when, like a lot of the sneaker resale prices and stuff was going crazy. I know back in the day, like probably, 8 to 10 years plus and stuff, a shoe like this probably would have never made it to the shelves. I ain't gonna lie to you, which I feel like at one point, not a sneaker like this, cause at one point low tops were kind of like frowned upon in a sense. It was all about the high cut, like the OG cuts and stuff. So a lot of those they were selling out, like before they even hit the shelves. Resale was, 4, 5, 6, 7, upwards of thousands of dollars. And like I said, the low cuts, they was kind of frowned upon. And then it kind of hit that phase where everybody, I ain't gonna say everybody, but more people started wanting the low cuts. But for some reason, you could just walk in the store and grab them. And which I'm not complaining about it, because I'm glad that I'm able to finally go into the store, not have to worry about a lot of crowds, crazy lines and stuff like that. I could literally just walk in, tell them what size I want, walk back out. And which I hit on the raffle on these, but I honestly don't even, for these and for the Chicago's, I don't really feel like I had to put in a raffle. But I always tell people, if it's a sneaker that you want, go ahead and put in for that raffle, because you just never know. You could think that you're gonna walk in and just be able to, go and tell them what size, and then you go in there, every last one of them going off of the shelf. So if you really want it, always put in a raffle for it. Go ahead and secure your pair. Take the safe route, man, and do that. But we got, like I said, we got the regular black and red. Nothing crazy, nothing spectacular. Regular black and red bread colorway going all the way over the sneaker. And like I said, I already busted down and stuff. More than likely with the low cuts, it really just kind of depends on the vibe that I'm going for. But I typically prefer to have my low cuts laced up. To me it just looks clean or look better. But I know a lot of people like to kind of bust them down and stuff like that. So from the on foot, y'all will see that I have them rocking them both ways so that y'all can see. But that really it for the sneaker though. Black and red colorway. Love the storytelling behind it, even though it's kind of faulty. We got some faulty storytelling, but needless to say, great storytelling behind it, man. But I do want y'all to let me know down below in the comment section if you decided, because I ain't gonna say you got your hands on a pair, because if you wanted them, you could have easily got them. You just have to, put in a little bit of that footwork, man. And I feel like they still on the websites and stuff now. Today is Wednesday when I'm recording this, and I think, honestly, right after the release, later on that same day, I was checking online, and some places had full size run. And like I always tell y'all, every now and then, if the system glitching and stuff, it might have a couple of sizes that might not be showing. But I just really feel like if this one of the one that you really want to go after, they had full size runs all the way through, down to kid, toddlers and stuff like that. So if you really wanted them, it didn't require much to go ahead and get them. And you could still get them now if you want, if you do want them bad enough, or you can take a chance. I know the Chicago's ended up going on sale. I think they still on sale in certain areas. So if you want to take the chance to see if the bread colorway gonna go on sale, be my guest and have at it. But I personally don't never like to take that chance. I always just if it's something I like, I go ahead and like to get my hands on them. But as far as the cut and everything, the feel of them, I was told that a lot of them, a lot of the low cuts that they coming out with now, and which these are the same cut as the Chicago's. The only one that was different to me was the Nigel ones. Those, the leather quality to me feels a lot better on Nigel's, and just the overall fit of it feels a lot better. But with the bread cut, or the bread colorway and the Chicago colorway, I just feel like they the same cut. So if you have the Chicago's already, whatever size you got in those, go ahead and get the same size in the bread. But I think I went with, let me look at my Nigels again, because I don't want to tell y'all the wrong thing. Yeah, I went true to size on Nigels. I went true to size on Chicago's, and I also went true to size on the breads as well. 11.5, that's the size that I stuck with. Don't feel too snug, don't feel too loose or nothing. But like I did tell y'all in my Nigel review, they did feel a lot more comfortable. Not saying that these aren't comfortable, but the Nigels just felt better. But same quality, same comfortability, or lack thereof. If you didn't like the comfortability of the Chicago's, you're going to get that exact same thing with the bread. So that's something to keep in mind if you do decide to go and get them. And like I said, with it being so many sitting on the shelves, If you want to, you know, asking them to bring you a size down or a size up just so you can try it, I'm pretty sure they're going to have them available. And if not, you can just walk out of one store, probably go into the next store and check out a size there before you actually make your decision. But if you're getting them offline and you don't want to go inside the stores and stuff, I say just go true to size just to avoid, you know, any mishaps, anything like that. But that's going to do it for the video. Y'all let me know down below, as always, if you decided to pick them up. I ain't gonna even talk about that hot season and L, because if you took an L, that means that you just didn't want them. But that's gonna do it for the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Stay positive and stay smiling. And without further ado, this is your boy Retro Quin. I'm out.